Hi there, welcome to my training. I'm Gabby Bernstein. I am the #1 New York Times bestselling author of The Universe Has Your Back and the founder of the Miracle Membership. And I'm really psyched that you got here because this is a breakthrough training. This is a training on how to change the habits that are holding us back and keeping us small. And I'm going to teach you the #1 method that you need to apply in your life so that you can create change that will last a lifetime, so that you can start to readjust your relationship to your bad habits and see them differently and have a whole entirely different experience of your behaviors. This one method is all that you need to get to the root cause of what is underneath the pattern in the first place. And each and every one of us have negative patterns. We have patterns where we get stuck in addictive behavior, or we have patterns of thinking negative thoughts that repeat experiences over and over in our lives. And these patterns keep us small and they keep us stuck. But it is my intention with this training to give you these beautiful methods to uncover the root cause condition, what lives underneath the pattern. And that's what we're here to talk about today. So before I gave this training, I actually sent out a query to my audience and I asked them to submit questions or comments about what it means to create change in their lives. And one woman wrote a beautiful comment. She sent in this email and she said, "Gabby, I set the intention to change a habit. I stick to it for a week or two and I feel great about it, but after a while I forget about it and I go back to my old ways. I know that I want to change, but for some reason I can't actually make it last." And this is a young woman named Rachel. And so the way that we can change this habit is not by actually doing something practical. The way that we change a habit and make it long-lasting is by witnessing and recognizing and healing the wounds that live beneath them. That's what this entire training is about. It's not about how you can go to the gym and change your diet so that you can lose weight. It's about how you can get to the root cause issue that lives underneath your eating patterns in the first place, or the root cause issue that's living underneath your self-sabotage at the gym. Their pattern of gaining weight is not an actual logical issue. It's an issue that has a root cause wound. Underneath all of our issues is a wounded condition. And maybe you're not having a situation where you can't change careers and you keep getting yourself stuck in the same career path that's not good for you. There's no practical way out, but the only way out is to address the wounded belief system that lives beneath the pattern. I had my own personal experience with this. For many years, I struggled because I had this issue of overeating. I would eat too fast at meals. I would not want to slow down. I would overeat. I'd feel sick. And this was a pattern that I had for decades. And then it got so bad that it was affecting me physically. I started to feel unwell. I started to get acid reflux. My body was telling me this is not going to work anymore. And I hit a real bottom with it. And I had tried everything. I tried chewing challenges, and I had tried eating more slowly and preparing my food differently, or talking more during my meal, or putting my fork down. And none of it worked. Absolutely none of it worked. So there had to be something that was living underneath it. And so I began to get really intimate with what is the story, the belief system, the feelings that come up when I'm in this pattern. And I took myself through the process that I'm going to give you today. And as a result of taking myself through these steps, I was able to heal the issue of overeating as a result of getting to the root cause wound that lived beneath the pattern. Any addictive pattern is stemming from a wounded condition, a traumatic experience, a thought process, a belief system, a story that we hold on to that is making us believe that we are unworthy, or that we need to run, or that we need to avoid, or that we need to do something to not feel that experience. And so as I did these practices and uncovered what was the wound underneath my feelings and my overeating, I started to uncover things about myself that were a little uncomfortable. And in some cases, I was unwilling to look at them. But when I became willing to heal was when I really began to see these changes occur. And not just occur in the short term, but occur in the long term. As a result of taking myself through these practices, I healed decades of overeating, decades of my negative relationship to food, and today have this beautiful relationship to my meals where I can taste my food, I can chew more slowly, and I'm not afraid to slow down. But it was all about getting to the root cause condition that lived beneath that wound. For me, that condition was this fear of slowing down. I was on the run. I was running from a lot of fears. I was running from a lot of stories. When I began to heal those conditions and those belief systems, that's when I stopped having to run. I've healed many addictive patterns throughout my life. I'm 11 and a half years sober. I've worked on healing work addiction and love addiction, and now, as I've told you, this most recent addiction of the food addiction. And so each and every one of us have different unique ways that we run from fear, that we run from our wounds. And this training is designed to help you get to the foundational experiences that dwell beneath your patterns so that you can truly begin to heal from a core energetic state and heal the disturbances that hold you back from creating that change that you want to have in your life. So the breakthrough comes when you're willing to change. So let's begin. I want to take you through these steps. I want you to stick around all the way to the end because each step is building upon the next, and you don't want to miss any of these steps. They're designed perfectly to guide you through this process of uncovering what are the wounds that live beneath my patterns and my negative behavior that I want to change. So get out your notebook, get out your favorite pen, and let's take this time to go through these processes and not skip a beat. I want you to stay with me this entire process because each step is crucial as you begin to uncover what lives beneath this. I'll take you through the steps. You're going to want to revisit this. You can press pause at any time if you want to just take a beat and just write some things down in your journal. And I'm going to take you through the process now. So let's get going. Okay, so the first step in changing this pattern and having your breakthrough is to recognize what is the core limiting belief or wound underneath my habit or behavior. So for instance, stories that we hold on to from our childhood, belief systems that we replay and repurpose. Stories like, I'm not good enough, I'm afraid to slow down, I'm not safe to be me, I need to protect myself, I can't make money, I can't step outside my comfort zone, I'm afraid. We have all these belief systems that are holding us back from stepping out and creating change. And so it's likely that you're aware of what that belief system is. Maybe you're not totally conscious of it, but maybe just take a moment to write in your journal some of the stories that you tell yourself, some of the ideas and limitations that you place upon yourself. Everybody else is doing it, I can't do it. Big one is I'm not good enough. So just take a moment, maybe you press pause, and just write down some of the thoughts and belief systems that are dwelling beneath the surface of these patterns. Because if your pattern is that I can't lose weight, maybe there's a belief system that's saying I'm not worthy of being healthy, right? Or there's maybe a pattern of getting stuck in financial crisis, and there's a belief system that I can't earn money. So in my case, I couldn't change my eating habits because I was afraid to slow down. That was the belief system. I'm afraid to slow down because if I slow down, I'll have to face these issues that I don't want to face. So just start to get a little intimate with what is the story, what is the core wound and limiting belief that lives beneath this pattern. Take a moment to write it down. You can press pause and come back whenever you're ready. Step 2, let's move on to step 2. Now we have to look at the feelings that live behind the behavior. All of these thoughts ignite a feeling, and that feeling creates a pattern in our life, creates an experience in our life. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you can just write down the answers in your journal, and you can take a beat if you want to just free write a little bit and get some ideas onto the page. And I want you to answer these questions in order. So how does it feel when you're stuck in your negative pattern? What does it feel like? Maybe describe the feeling. Does it feel like you're not breathing? Does it feel like you're stuck? Does it feel like you're in fight or flight? Are you scared? Are you going numb? Are you tired? What does it feel like to be stuck in that pattern? What does that feeling make you do? That's the next question. If you want to take a moment to pause, you can always pause and come back. What does that feeling make you do? How does that feeling make you act out? So in my case, I was afraid to slow down, and that feeling of fear forced me to eat really fast, speed up, move really quickly, and overeat. So what is that feeling making you do? The next question is, how does this feeling keep you stuck? So is it keeping you stuck in a pattern? Is it keeping you stuck in a relationship? Is it keeping you stuck in a financial situation? How is this feeling keeping you stuck? And the next question is, maybe you write it down just to confirm it, but just you could just feel this one, lean into this one. Are you fed up with these feelings? Are you ready to change the energy in these feelings? Are you fed up with it? And I hope the answer is yes. I don't think it would be no. If you wouldn't be on this training right now if the answer wasn't a hell yes. In my case, I was so fed up with the pattern of feeling sick and getting reflux and not allowing myself to live freely and enjoy my food. And I was so fed up with the pattern that I became willing, which is the next step, I became willing to change it. So asking yourself, am I fed up with these feelings and these patterns and these behaviors, and having the desire to create that change? I hope that you're saying, yes, Gabby, I'm fed up. I'm done with it. Show me something new. So that's step 2. And you've got these questions that you've begun to ask yourself so that you can begin to get intimate with what are the feelings that live beneath these patterns? What are these feelings making you do, and how are they keeping you stuck? And are you ready to let them go? That is the step that we move on to now, the 3rd step. In the 3rd step, we want to become willing to heal. And when we want to become willing to heal, this is when we bring our spiritual faith into the practice. Sometimes to create change, we need to surrender to a power greater than ourselves. And this is a power greater than yourself of your own understanding, whatever that connection to a spiritual relationship means to you. And the work here is to become willing to heal. So the way that we can become willing to heal is to pray for healing rather than praying for change. So often we're praying and we're saying, I need to change this outcome. I need to be thinner. I need to release my addiction to alcohol. I need to get out of this relationship. And we keep praying, get me out of the relationship. Help me quit the alcohol. But instead, what if we shifted our prayer, just simply help me heal? Thank you for helping me heal. When we take our focus off of what we think we need and onto what we believe is of the highest good for us, then we can really just surrender to a path that's far greater than our own. And the secret to prayer is to forget what we think we need. So if you think that you need to just put down the drink and the drug, that's not correct. What you really need is to heal the condition that lives beneath it. So let's pray for healing. So we begin a prayer practice daily of just praying for healing. What happens when we pray is that we receive guidance. The guidance begins to show up in our life in the most miraculous ways. And maybe you've been saying a prayer, I need to heal. I want to no longer be trapped by this condition and this pattern. And that's where you wound up in this training. This training is sometimes the way that spiritual guidance works through us, whether it be through a book falling off the shelf or being guided to a Facebook post that says, go to the breakthrough training. So there's different opportunities that we can be presented when we start to say the prayer that we are willing to heal. So just be in that prayer, I am willing to heal, and you will begin to be guided to all the resources that you need, whether it be a yoga teacher or a affirmation on Instagram that just sets in this new way of being, or a training or a book or a therapist or a friend. That guidance is available to you. You just have to open up and ask for it. So rather than praying for an outcome, let's start praying for healing that is of the highest good for all. When you start to receive that guidance, you want to pay attention to the guidance that you receive. Great guidance is coming to you in many, many forms. Countless people say to me when I meet them, I was praying for help and your book fell off the shelf. I have one book that's called Spirit Junkie, which helps people, many, many people, has helped them get sober. And I've met many recovering alcoholics that have said to me, I was struggling with alcoholism and drug addiction, and I started to pray for healing. And the moment that I prayed, your book fell off the shelf, like literally fell onto the floor. And I've heard that story many, many times. So I share that story because the lessons and the guidance that you need to heal will be presented to you when you show up and you ask for that healing to be presented, when you pray for the healing of the highest good. So start to pray and then pay attention to the guidance you receive, and most importantly, show up for that guidance, because that guidance is available to you all the time. But if you don't pay attention to it and you don't show up for it, then you will not be able to stay on the path of continuing to heal the root cause conditions. So when we pray for healing, we're going to be guided to people, situations, teachers, healers, practitioners that will help us heal the foundational causes of our patterns. That's what prayer will do. So begin to pray for the healing of the highest good. Now, step 4 is one of the most transformational steps in this process. This is a step that can give you great change right away. And this is a practice that I've been applying as I've been healing my own patterns. It's a practice called emotional freedom technique, and sometimes it's also called tapping. And the process here is it's kind of like acupuncture and acupressure. you go through this series of talking about an emotional disturbance, a feeling or an issue that's up for you. And while you talk and emote and allow yourself to get very honest about the feelings that you're having about this pressing issue, you tap on different energy meridians. So you tap on your karate chop point, you tap on your eyebrow point, the side of the eye, under the nose, the chin, the collarbone, and the top of your head. And so you're tapping on these different energy meridians while you're talking about the issue. And the concept here is you're healing the emotional disturbance that has caused the pattern. So behind every habit, there is a traumatic event, an experience, a memory, a feeling, a belief system about yourself. And all of those belief systems and experiences created an emotional disturbance. And your negative pattern is just a response to that emotional disturbance. But what's beautiful about this tapping process, where you bring in these different energy points while you talk about the emotional condition, is that you can heal the emotional disturbance, and within 10 minutes of tapping, go from a very difficult, uncomfortable feeling to a very released, relaxed pattern. And you can literally, in some cases, have a quantum shift and change the pattern in 10 minutes of tapping. The more you tap, the more you can heal and clear these patterns. So for today, we're going to tap on this most pressing issue, which we call the MPI, which is I struggle to change. And that's a common issue for all of us that are here because you've come with a desire to change. And while you tap, what happens is that the tapping points send messages to your brain that you can relax. Send that message that the fight or flight amygdala, fight or flight response can be released while you're talking about the emotional experience. And each emotional conversation that we talk about brings up these different issues that begin to release and relax and fall apart as we begin to talk through it and tap along the way. What I want you to do, though, is when we think about this most pressing issue, I struggle to change, I want you to take a moment to think about where, from a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the highest, where does that live for you? What does it feel like for you right now? So if I struggle to change with my alcoholism, is it a 10? I struggle to change with my work addiction. Is it a 10? I struggle to change with my habits around food. Is it a 5? Is it a 6? So likely, if it's a big issue for you, it's going to be in the 7 to 10 range. And the reason that we rate this most pressing issue is because of something called the apex effect. The apex effect is that when you tap on a specific issue and you have this experience of relief, after the tapping, you can actually forget that you ever had a problem in the first place. So we always rate the MPI from 0 to 10, the most pressing issue. We rate from 0 to 10 before we begin so that we can celebrate the results at the end and we can remember where we came from. So right now, just take a moment to write in your journal, I struggle to change. And then next to that MPI, that most pressing issue, write down 0 to 10, where are you? 10 being the highest. So now we're going to just dive right into the tapping. This may seem strange to you, doesn't matter. Just follow my guidance, follow my lead. And I'm going to give you some statements that you're going to repeat after me while you tap in the same places that I'm tapping. So we're going to start with the karate chop point, and we begin with the setup statement. And as you tap and as you speak, just continue to repeat after me and just trust this process. Follow my guidance, and let's see what unfolds. So this most pressing issue, even though I struggle to change, is what we're going to work with. Even though I struggle to change, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Repeat that after me. Even though I struggle to change, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Continue to repeat after me. Even though I struggle to change, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I don't want to change. Tapping on that eyebrow point. Side of the eye. I keep trying to make this change, but I fall off. Under the eye. I get momentum and I fall off. Under the nose. I feel bad about myself for falling off track. Chin. I feel like a failure. Collarbone. And I struggle to change. Under the arm. I struggle to change. Top of the head. Maybe part of me is afraid to change. Side of the eye, eyebrow point. Maybe part of me just doesn't want to let go. I'm afraid to let go. I'm afraid to let go of control. Who would I be without this pattern? Who would I be if I let go of this pattern? I know deep down I'm holding on to something. I'm holding on. There's an issue underneath this pattern. I know I'm running from something. I'm running from something. I'm running from something. I keep on running. I'm afraid to let go of control. I'm afraid to face this issue. I sabotage my own healing because I'm afraid. I'm in the way of making change. My fear is blocking me. My fear is blocking me. But I don't want to be afraid anymore. I want to make positive change in my life. I want to heal and stop running from fear. I want to change. I'm willing to heal. I know I can release pain. I am not my pain story. I am not my past. I don't have to run anymore. It's okay to safely face my fear. When I face my fear, I can be free. When I honor my past and my feelings, I can be free. I can be free and I can change today. I can have a quantum shift because I'm willing to heal. I'm ready to heal. I don't have to run anymore. I can make change with ease. I can follow these steps. I can listen to Gabby's guidance. I can feel supported. And I trust that I can change. I trust that I can change. I am willing to change my patterns. I am ready to heal. I am ready to heal. I am ready to heal. I'm ready to change. Okay, now take a deep breath in and feel your energy in your body. Maybe you feel a little tingling. And when you think to yourself, the most pressing issue, I struggle to change. Where are you? What does it feel like? Is it a 0? Is it a 2? Did you go from a 10 to a 5? Did you go to a 10 to a 4? Let's see, how far did you go down? Where are you now? How does that feel? Celebrate the feelings that come up for you. And maybe you just went from a 10 to a 9. That's beautiful. That's perfect. If it's just a 10 to a 9, or if you're still at a 10, just keep tapping. Just keep tapping and you will feel this relief. This is a miraculous tool that creates radical change within your being very, very quickly. And it heals that disturbance of your energy. And as you begin to heal that energetic disturbance, you can actually move forward with grace and ease and more faith. So let's try to continue to practice this tapping if it's something that feels like it's working for you. You can tap on anything. So now that this tool is yours, you can bring any pressing issue to the tapping process and take yourself through some negative rounds. And when you begin to feel that shift, move into some positive rounds. So use this now, continue to use this script. You can go back, press rewind, and then watch this over and continue to tap each day to continue to stay open and willing to create that change in your life. Now we're going to move on to the 5th and final step. And this step is actually quite beautiful. I received one of the emails that came in when we were querying my audience was a woman named Samantha. And she said, I'm afraid to start and try to change because I always fall off and I get even more disappointed with myself. And I beat myself up for not sticking to my new ways. And so this is bringing us perfectly into step 5, which is the final step, which is forgiveness. Self-forgiveness is crucial if you're going to create change. Let's start by just pointing out the fact that you didn't even know what it was that was making you stuck in this pattern in the first place, right? So it's likely that you came here and you just were blaming yourself for overeating, or you're blaming yourself for drinking too much, or blaming yourself for being stuck in relationship patterns that you didn't like. But maybe you've never given yourself the opportunity to look at the wounds that live beneath the pattern. Maybe you haven't given yourself a chance to look at the feelings and the disturbances and the belief systems and the energy. And so let's let yourself off the hook right now and forgive yourself for anything that has happened in the past. Honor all that you have been through and give yourself a chance to just show up right now in this moment with a clean slate. Forgiveness sets you free and it clears the slate. So when you give yourself a chance to look and say, okay, you know what? I didn't actually know what was behind this pattern, or I wasn't addressing what was behind this pattern. And I honor myself for all that I've been through and all the discomfort and the traumas and the experiences and the wounds. And today I honor those wounds with the desire to heal and change. That language will help put you into a space of forgiveness. And that self-forgiveness is something that you can guide yourself back to with a beautiful affirmation that I want you to use regularly. I forgive myself and I release who I used to be. I am new. I forgive myself and I release who I used to be. I am new. Write that down, put it on your phone screen, put it on your computer screen, make it your mantra, share it on social media. I forgive myself and I release who I used to be. I am new. This is your affirmation. This is a message that you can bring into your day-to-day life to stay committed to the prayer of forgiveness, a prayer to release yourself of all that you thought you were and all that you thought you should be, to come back into the present moment. The key to all of the changes that I've made in my life have been the practice of forgiveness. It's self-forgiveness that has set me free from my patterns and behaviors and all the things that I did in the past that I am not proud of. I can set myself free through forgiveness and honoring the wounds that live beneath those patterns. So you have these 5 steps now. And my prayer is that you'll take these steps and you'll begin to implement them into your life. But there's something else that came through when we queried our audience, which was really interesting to me, which is another question this woman, Sarah, sent in. And she said, how do I stay consistent on my spiritual path? I start a meditation or a prayer and I always fall off. I also feel like there's so much information and guidance out there. And how do I stick to my practice to stay consistent? Now, this is something that was really up for me for many years as a spiritual student and as a teacher. What I started to notice was that I would continue on my journey and I'd start to practice meditations and crack open more, and then I would fall off. And I wanted to have one home base where I could have all of the principles and messages that I believed in so that I could turn to it daily. I wanted to have clear direction. I wanted somebody to say, here are the steps and here is the path. And I wanted a community and a place to go where I felt like I was being guided by a teacher, a group, and had a space where I was feeling like I was going to be inspired to stay consistent on my spiritual path. And when I was in my own early days of spirituality and personal growth, I didn't have this. And then I started to see that my community and my readers were longing for it too, just like Sarah, who sent in this comment. So it became my desire to create one, to create a space where someone could come and get clear direction from me every single month, have meditations, messages, guidance, tools, practices, and have a community to help hold them in that container so that they can continue to move forward with grace and ease, and so that they could stay consistent on their path. Because it's one thing to come to one of these webinars and do these practices and create some change, but often we fall off. And creating long-lasting change is about consistency, and it's about inspiration and staying committed to our path. So that's why I created the Miracle Membership. I created a monthly membership subscription that is the one-stop shop for all that you need for your consistency on your spiritual path and your path of personal growth. And so what I created was a beautiful community, a site where you can join and you can get each month brand new guided meditations. I teach Kundalini meditation and mantra meditation and walking meditation. So each month you can get a brand new meditation. And if you fall in love with one, you can practice it for the rest of your life. It can be there in your audio and it's ready to go. I give podcast audio with lessons that are applied to the theme for that month. So I give step-by-step lessons, just like I did in this training. So I take people through this practice of the step-by-step practices to address different areas of life, whether it be finance or romance or spiritual relationship or manifesting. I take people through these topics each month with my lessons. I share one of my old archived talks. So you'll get an hour or more of my audio or video from one of my archived talks, Gabby's Greatest Hits. So sometimes you have videos of me in 2009 teaching about how to forgive, or in 2013 teaching about manifesting, or teaching how to create the world beyond your wildest dreams. And all of these courses and these lectures have been recorded over the years. So you get these old versions of my content, which is very fun. And you also get quarterly training calls in the membership. So when you are in this membership, you'll get a quarterly training similar to what I've just given you here, where I'll take you through the principles and I'll answer your questions live, and the entire community gathers for these trainings, which are either on the phone or on video, and they're miraculous. And I cover topics from how to make more money to create abundance in your life, how to change your physical experience of your body, how to shift your experience of yourself in romance. And I cover all these different areas each quarter and take you through these trainings. And then I have a special offer that's only available for the next few days. And so when you sign up for this membership, which is only $19 a month, you're also going to get an $800 bonus. And the bonus is a $200 workshop that is inside the portal when you sign up in the next few days. And that workshop is called How to Live a Miraculous Life. And the Miraculous Life workshop is all about the manifesting steps that you can take so that you can begin to take those ideas and visions and things that you've been meditating on and see them in your experiences, turn them into your reality through these spiritual practices. And that's a $200 value. And then there's also over 100 hours of content from years past, which are available only if you sign up for the next few days. And that is valued at $600. So there's a total value of this bonus of $800 when you sign up for the membership over the next few days. The membership's only $19. So I'll recap. You get a brand new meditation, you get my audio lessons, you get my archived Gabby's Greatest Hits, you get 50% all of my digital courses. So I've got these courses that I've been making and creating for years, and they're all valued at $300 or $100. But as a member, you get them 50% off discount, any one of these courses. You'll get emails from me weekly, so you'll have encouragement emails so that you can stay consistent on your path. And what's most beautiful about this membership is there's a forum where our community connects. And what happens on the forum is that people start to share about what's going on for them, and you'll begin to see that you're not alone. You'll make connections and friendships, and you'll begin to feel like you're part of a community that is there to support you so that you can stay consistent on your path. So I made this so easy for people. I made it only $19 a month because I wanted it to be effortless and easy for you to stay consistent with your spiritual path, stay consistent with your journey of personal growth, and feel supported along the way. Because my mission as a spiritual teacher and author to crack you open to the presence of your greatness and crack you open to the presence of your spiritual connection of your own understanding. But I don't want to just crack you open and just say good luck. I want to crack you open and give you the practices, the meditations, the principles, the support, and the community so that you can stay consistent on this path. So that you don't just get this quick hit of inspiration and excitement and healing, but you feel it every single day. Being on a spiritual path requires consistency and commitment, and it requires support. And that support is now available to you in this Miracle membership. So again, if you sign up over the next few days, you're going to get $800 worth of bonuses. And that's my Miraculous Life workshop, which is all about how to manifest and how to create what you desire. And the years, 100 hours, more than 100 hours of archived content, which is the back content from the years prior that you can immediately unlock the second that you join this membership. So it's kind of amazing. Like, you just sign up and you just have so much content and so much guidance. And you may find that each month there's new content that just takes you to the next level of your spiritual awareness and your own healing. So I hope that this serves you. I hope that you feel called to take these 5 steps into your life, apply these 5 steps for having a breakthrough and creating the change that you want to create. And as you begin to feel that change overwhelm you with joy when you start to see the shifts that occur, My hope is that you'll join us for the Miracle membership, and that you'll become part of our community, and you'll take advantage of these guidance and these messages that I give every single month. It's literally one of the most exciting things that I do each month is recording these audios, because I bring forth exactly what I'm going through. I share my personal experiences and stories, and I share all the lessons that I am going through so that I can help you stay consistent on your path. And in many cases, I tell you how I screw up, because the more honest I am about what I'm going through, the more authentic it will be and the more connected you will feel. So all the details for the Miracle membership are at the link below. We'll send you a few emails about the reminders of this $800 discount that's going to, the $800 bonus that's going to expire over the next few days. So take advantage of it, check it out. And there's a very, very generous refund policy. So if it's not for you, we will reimburse you. You'll be able to cancel at any time. And we just want to make it easy for you. We want to make it fun, easy, and just inspiring for you to stay consistent on your path. So get all the details at the link below. And remember your 5 steps in this beautiful journey of changing and creating this breakthrough. Your first step, which we want to make sure we get honest about the limiting beliefs and the core wounds that live beneath the patterns. The second step, which is looking at all of the feelings that live beneath those patterns and those feelings. The third step, which is becoming willing through prayer to change our patterns. And then the fourth step of tapping on it so we can heal the energetic disturbance. The fifth step, which is forgiveness, and just continuing to be in that conversation of self-forgiveness one day at a time so that we can stay consistent and feel committed to that change. And then I hope that to take this further, you'll join me at the Miracle membership. Just click the link below to check out all the details and just enjoy the guidance that you will receive as you continue on this journey with me. So it's been such an honor to be able to be with you today, and I'm so happy that you joined me, and I hope this serves you. And I hope that I see you in that forum on the Miracle membership. So click the link below, get all the details, and may you be happy, healthy, and may you live with ease, and may you have beautiful breakthroughs in your life. Sat Nam.